Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you my Lasik eye surgery experience. So I had Lasik on Friday and today is Wednesday, so I'm almost a week post-op, and I just thought it would be like a good idea just to kind of share my experience because luckily for me, like my boyfriend went through it, so I could ask him like my questions and he kind of knew the post-op care really well. So I had like someone there to kind of I could ask questions to who has gone through it, but maybe you don't have that in your life and you're just curious what the kind of experience is like. But yeah, so basically I just like on a whim, like at my last previous, I'm nearsighted, so like I literally, my vision is so bad, like without my glasses on I would not even be able to see the camera. It'd just be a big black blur. So my eyesight was really bad, and I think from what I gather from my eye doctor, you kind of have to wait until you're in your late 20s was when your eyes start to kind of just settle. And at my last eye doctor's appointment, I asked my doctor, I'm like, do you think I'm a good candidate for LASIK? And so she said yes, and she recommended me to the LASIK surgeon that she recommended. And so when I made an appointment, it was really quick. They do a bunch of scans of your eye to see, again, just to check if you're a good candidate. And the way they described it is that there's an FDA required number of like pages your cornea needs to have, and because in order to kind of correct your vision they have to take out so many pages within a book, and so they want to make sure the pages that they do take out, the ones that are remaining, fall within the FDA like limits, and they do I think 30 or 40 pages more than what is like required by FDA just to be on the safe side. And so I was actually able, like I could have gotten the surgery like the next week, but I just wanted to kind of wait until after the holidays and then kind of have a bit of a break on the Friday because it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend, so I had like an extra day just to kind of settle my eyes. So that got all settled. And for financing too, they are having a special where it was $1,000 off. And what I really like too is that, I don't know if every place does this, but they do have special financing options. And for me, as being a PhD student, I obviously don't make enough to kind of be able to pay for it up front in full. So the way this system works is that you apply for, I think it's care credit, and they have a promotion where if you basically pay your monthly requirement every month for like 6, 12, 18, or 24 months, then you'd pay no interest on it. So roughly mine came to $3,790, which is roughly $180 per month. And for me, that was if I did the 24-month plan. And for me, that was affordable. So for the next 2 years, as long as I make the payments on time and in full, then I don't have to pay interest on that experience or like on that procedure. So that I felt like was a good way for this to be affordable for me. But I think a lot of different LASIK places do a lot of financing options. So for me, it had to be like, obviously I had to be a good candidate and it had to be financially feasible as well. So a couple days prior to surgery, you're supposed to pick up, at least in my case, I had to pick up 2 sets of eye drops. One of them is an anti-inflammatory, the other one an antibiotic, and I also had to pick up 2 Valium. And so I was supposed to bring everything with me today. So once you kind of get in, they get you settled in your room, essentially your post-op room, and so you take 1 Valium, and as that kind of sinks in, they get ready, and then you go into the surgical room. And the way mine was bladeless LASIK, so essentially it's just a laser that cuts into your eye. So you lie down on the table, they put this contraption into your eye that helps, like, especially my eyes are pretty small, so it kind of just helps kind of make more room for the eye, and it also provides some light pressure to help stabilize your eye. So you don't have to worry about being like, oh, I shouldn't blink. You don't have to worry about that. That was one of my things. And they also give you numbing eye drops. And one of the questions I had is like, because I'm not very good at taking drops, like eye drops in my eye, and so one of the things was like, how do you know that this is like the eye drops are working? And they start out stinging, and then once the stinging goes away, they know that the eye drops are working. So that was a question that I had. And then the first laser is basically cuts into your cornea and creates the kind of flap, and then you swivel over onto the next section, which does like the correction of the cornea, and that's where you do kind of smell a burning kind of smell. It smells like burning hair, or if you've had like laser gum stuff on your teeth, it kind of smells like that, which didn't bother me. And then they kind of close the flap and however they do it. So basically, between me coming in and out of the operating room, it was probably less than 10 minutes. It is a little uncomfortable, the contraption that was pulling my eye open, and you do feel some pressure, but I did not feel pain throughout the entire thing. It is very quick. They're very efficient. They do all their surgeries on the same day, so it's just like one after another. So for them, it's very routine. Like I said, I wasn't in any pain, but afterwards I did faint. Luckily, I was still in my like seat. Like, they brought me back to the room and I was like, I feel very faint, and I guess I went really white. So then all like the surgeon, all of like the, I guess like the nursing staff and like everyone like went in, and I did faint for a few seconds, but they had my feet up. I was lying down, like they did the cold compress, like they had it going. And I guess it's very rare for that to happen, but the way they described it is that there is the oculocardio reflex, which is essentially, for some people, it happens to everyone, but if there is eye pressure, it causes your heart rate to decrease. And so in some people, that decrease can be so much that it causes you to pass out, which in my case, it did happen. But they said that happens maybe once or twice a month, so it's very uncommon. And they were quick in acting, like getting me, like I said, I think I only passed out for a few seconds. Like, they were already getting me like lying down, getting my feet elevated, the compress, cold water, all that stuff. So despite that, you probably won't have that happen to you. And so afterwards, after I came to and kind of settled down a little bit and got my color back, they just look over your eye just to make sure the flap is in the correct position, and then you are free to go. You're recommended, they give you sunglasses, and you have to keep your eyes closed for the next 3 or 4 hours. They do recommend that you just try to sleep, and on the way home, that's when like the numbing drops started to wear off, and you get this really bad burning pain, and I actually started to cry because of how much it hurt. But that lasted maybe, like I said, roughly kind of the 3-hour mark. And so in addition to like the one Valium that I took before the procedure, they recommend either you take one when you get home to help you kind of just relax and fall asleep, or like in the evening that same day, just to help you kind of fall asleep after everything. And just because I was really upset and uncomfortable with the eye pain, I took the Valium and I just laid in bed for a few hours, and by the time I woke up, like, I could see everything clearly. I could read all the spines on my books. Like, I could see crystal clear. Your eyes do kind of get a little blurry, and right now too, like especially like lighting is really sensitive to where I kind of get a kind of glow around it, but like I could see perfectly clear. They do give you these fun little goggles that you have to sleep in for a week, so just so you don't scratch your eyes. And then so that after I woke up, I had to start my drop routine. So for the first 2 days for the anti-inflammatory, you have to take it every 2 hours, and then after that you do every kind of 4 times a day for both the antibiotics and the anti-inflammatory. And then they also get you artificial tears, which I have to take, like especially now after LASIK, your eyes just tend to be drier for the first like year or so. So these are the Refresh Plus lubricant eye drops, so I kind of do those as well. For the first week in particular, you're not allowed to get tap water in your eyes, you can't wear makeup, you can't rub your eyes, and you can't do heavy lifting, you can't work out, and you can't swim for 2 weeks. So that is one restriction here. And you can't rub your eyes. And so the next day you have to go for a post-op appointment. This is just done with your regular eye doctor, and then there's kind of like a checkup schedule that you have to maintain. And if you kind of maintain after you do kind of like the post-op ones, if you maintain your like yearly kind of just regular eye exams, you're eligible to get, if you need any adjustments, you can get, like, your adjustments are included in your initial cost. So if you need adjustments in the future, they are free, which is good. Hopefully I won't need adjustments, but they said that's very rare. But that's also included. But yeah, so like I said, right now I can see crystal clear, which is very crazy. I can't wear makeup for the next few days as well. But like I said, right now the only thing is just my eyes are drier. I'm still on my drop routine 4 times a day for the medicated ones, and that will be done on Thursday, so you have to do that for a week. And then I think you continue with like the artificial tears as needed because your eyes just get a little drier. But like I said, after like the initial kind of experience of the surgery, which kind of stressed me out, passing out, and I would say up to like kind of the 5-hour time span between like surgery and kind of post-op, that was probably the most uncomfortable I felt. But after I got past the initial kind of pain that eventually wore off, like it's just been a crazy experience just being able to wake up and see, and I like see better than I did with my glasses because it was an old prescription, so I feel like I can see better. There is a little bit the next kind of few weeks or so, as your eyes heal, there is some fluctuation in your vision where it does get a little blurry. You're kind of more sensitive to light, so I just wear sunglasses when I'm in the sun, and there's kind of like a little bit of a glow around lights, which is no different to the glare that I got with my glasses. So out of like the pros and cons, I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons in this one. It is just like, I would say, maximum 5 hours of being uncomfortable, and I think depending on the place you go, they might give you more pain medication. This one tries not to, so you just kind of have to kind of bear through the first few hours. But like I said, now I'm totally fine. I can see things clearly, and it is such an amazing experience to just, it's basically, I've had glasses since I was 10, so 18 years of, you know, not being able to see. Everything was blurry with I didn't have my glasses on, and it's nice not to be able to have to depend on that like device. So yeah, despite the cons of this experience and my like fluke passing out physiological response, I'd say like it is very, in the grand scheme of things, it is very minor compared to what you would have to go through. And I think for it being cost efficient too, I think it is, you know, worth the cost, and they do try to make financing available and like provide financial aid, like assistance and like options, which I think is really good. But yeah, it's just the weirdest thing for me is seeing myself without glasses, because like for most cases, like my vision was so bad, if I didn't have my glasses on and looked in the mirror, I couldn't see myself. And it's just people getting used to seeing me without glasses that is like the weirdest thing. But yeah, overall it was, like I said, minus the 5 hours, the pros definitely outweigh the cons in this case. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video like useful. If you have any questions about LASIK, let me know down below, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.